crazy. Well, it's very typical to be going through weekly stress. I mean, it's a very normal part of living, and obviously, we have good weeks, bad weeks, or normal weeks. Okay, first of all, I am so glad that you are attending our sessions constantly each Saturday. It's like I mentioned a million times before, it's very important that you are consistent with this healing ritual that we have going on here. I know it's sometimes a bit weird, or maybe I don't know how to explain it, but sometimes we learn through, how can I say it? We learn by talking with others and listening to others rather than just doing whatever we want. So it's really important to me that you are listening to the things that I'm saying and the advice and stories that I'm always giving you. Okay, I hope you actually found any useful information from Mr. Flappy. Remember, we had him like last session, and he was so happy to be there. If you found his advice actually useful, let me know and I'll bring him again. He's actually my family's neighbor. He honestly lives with my stepfather and other siblings. Yeah, I'm listening, don't you worry. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, he's a bird, obviously. You will always have, what can I say? You will always have to listen to different opinions and advice and experience from people and animals all around the world. I am just curious, like, what's got you worried these days? Yes, I am actually here to listen without judging. Okay, tell me more. Oh, my secretary. Well, I asked her to take a break because it seems like some of my patients are uncomfortable with her attending the sessions, and they'd prefer to have a one-on-one with me without any other person in the room. Also, one of my other patients, what was the word? Accused her of telling everything to my younger brother, Win-Win, which doesn't matter because he's young. anyways, what I was saying, if we let the stress of the week or the day or whatever is causing us stress, if we let that stress get to us, it's game over. We need to learn how to adapt and how to survive this stress so that we do not let it affect our motivation, our excitement to get things done. And we need to use that stress as a source of encouragement and support rather than disappointment. Okay, I get it. It's easier said than done. I know I talk too much and nothing actually helps. Oh, I see. You want actual steps that help. Well, everything I do is and say are actual steps that help, but okay. What? Who am I talking to? Don't mind me. Don't mind me at all. Let's go back to you. Okay. Again, stress is very normal. Everyday life will always generate stress for us, and that is completely normal. Don't think you are the only bear or the only person getting stressed. Everyone is stressed. Yeah, even people that you think are living their best lives and that have nothing to worry about, you're wrong. Everyone has something to stress about, from school to food to bills to kids to anything. So everyone has something causing them stress, and that is completely normal. It's called living. Now you need to learn how to handle this stress and turn it from something that discourages you to something that motivates you to keep going. Think of it as the ultimate goal. What's causing me stress right now? 1, 2, 3 are causing me stress. So what do? Do I quit because everything around me is causing me stress? Or do I focus on these stressful points and find a way to overcome them so I lower the sources of this stress and trouble in my life? So I grab a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil or whatever you like, bestie, come on. And then I list 2 lists: temporary sources of stress and constant sources of stress. What if you don't know what? Okay. It's hard not to know your sources of stress. If you don't know how to actually think about it, just close your eyes. Follow my lead. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Recall your last week's activities and chores and to-do lists. What tasks did you find enjoyable to do and enjoyable to complete versus what tasks felt difficult, felt stressful, to worry about. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a task, it could be a bill you just got, or grocery shopping that you can't complete, or kids that never stop bothering you or ruining the house. You clean here, they ruin here. You cook here, they spit here. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a task, but it's something that's difficult and that's causing you stress. You're not happy while doing it or experiencing it. So these are your sources of stress. So we go back to our lists. Temporary sources of stress. They could be a 1-week activity or task that when you complete it, it won't happen again. And then you have the constant sources of stress, whether you are a mother or a father or a working parent or just working and your life is stressful, or if you're a student, or if you're multiple of these things all in one. Whatever it is, that's a constant source of stress because it's constantly in your life, it's constantly happening. So after you list the temporary ones and the constant ones, we focus first on the temporary sources of stress. It could be a daily task for this specific week, or maybe a chore that you need to complete, a one-time bill that you need to pay now, and then you don't have to worry about it for the next month or something, even though it counts as a constant source of stress. It's not daily, if you paid it, you don't have to worry about it until another month, so it's like in between. So we focus first on the temporary sources of stress, and we start one by one trying to find ways and figure out how to complete them, how to omit them from our lives so that we decrease or lower the sources of stress that we have. Yeah, because the constant sources are more difficult to handle because they are always there. I mean, if you're a parent, it's like game over. How can you ever stop the stress of being a parent? If you're a student, still a long way from graduating, how can you stop the stress of homeworks and exams and graduating? If you're working, how could you ever lower the stress of handling work? So I'm talking about the temporary sources because they can be omitted or eliminated or completed so that you lower the amount of temporary stresses that you have. Once magically you don't have any temporary sources of stress, you focus on your constant sources of stress. We will not talk about eliminating some of them, or completing some of them because they are constant. They are not easily handled. So in that case, we focus more on how to navigate life with them being around. Like this stress is going stresses next session, so I expect you to attend. This session is, just a general idea because you seem very stressed, Bestie. And of course, my job is to help you navigate life in the healthiest way possible. Maybe not physically because I'm not like a doctor, but more mentally. For the physical part, you have other specialized doctors. I'm more focusing on the mental part. How to navigate life mentally. How to handle the stress, the trouble, the obstacles, everything that comes our way. It affects us mentally before physically. I am here to help you navigate it and handle it in the healthiest way possible. Anyway, so we've got like 1 minute left to our session, so I won't bore you with any more advice or things to do. Oh, I know. You pay to get. Wait, what do you mean you pay? My sessions are free. Yeah, they're free. Who's ever taking money from you is scamming you. See, that's a temporary stress. Anyway, Bestie, I'll look more into it. I wish you the best. Attend next session, okay? Come on, good night. Bye, crazy Bestie.